Welcome to the Roto Joes Thursday night football betting preview. Before we talk about Green Bay and the Titans and how Derrick Henry is going to steamroll the Packers,
Yeah.
let's talk about the rest of season fantasy outlook. First, Cooper Kupp sent to the IR. Do you think we see him again this year?
I don't think so. I honestly don't feel like that's going to be a team that's in any sort of position to push for a playoff spot, given the way they look. They just did Super Bowl hangover, man. They just can't. They can't get it right. They have offensive line problems, and then you hear about prior to the deadline they're trying to trade 2 firsts for Brian Burns. That's great and all, but you need a fucking offensive line. So, yeah, their priorities are all fucked. I don't think there's not going to be any real reason to try to rush him.
I think we might see Stafford get shut down. Not this week, but some point down the road, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I mean,
they're bad.
They're third or fourth in that division. Third, I think. No, fourth.
Third. Oh, yeah? Do you think Allen Robinson becomes fantasy relevant?
Not necessarily, no. I don't think Stafford likes him. I don't know why.
I hope he does well, but I have little faith. Very little faith. I'm not too keen on Allen Robinson rest of the season, but it was a pipe dream. All right, so let's talk about 3 scenarios rest of the season, what we think is going to happen. So first, most likely quarterback to finish as a quarterback 1 in points per game. So top 12 quarterback in fantasy points per game scored. Quarterback 13, Trevor Lawrence. Quarterback 17, Tom Brady. Or quarterback 15, Dak Prescott.
For me, I think it's going to be Dak. And the only reason being is they have more weapons. I mean, they have a lot of weapons. They're starting to build some momentum on offense. I don't think he gets too deep into quarterback 1 territory, but, quarterback 12, I think, is very much within reach. Trevor Lawrence, he just doesn't have the experience, I don't think, to not make bad decisions sometimes. Definitely doesn't have the supporting cast that Dak does. And my opinion on Tom Brady is he's just not it right now. I mean, he's had a lot of good years, but this is just not one of them. I think there's physical limitations and the team's kind of imploding. I know they've won a game or 2 now, but I don't see him personally putting up massive numbers to get back into that race.
I like Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to prove himself down the stretch of this year. Last year is not, I mean, it was his first year in the NFL, but it was with Urban Meyer in a very bad situation with absolutely no talent around him. This is really like his true rookie year, and he's shown a lot of flashes. I like Brady. I think Brady's like a high-end quarterback too, maybe quarterback 15, 14 into year, but there are limitations there. The Buccaneers aren't very good, and the line sucks. And until the line gets fixed, Brady's going to struggle. That's always been his weakness. Dak, I like Dak. He's injury prone now, though. So, yeah, I'm going with Trevor Lawrence. Most likely running back to climb back into the RB1 range. RB22, Jonathan Taylor. RB23, DeAndre Swift. Or RB13, Dameon Pierce.
For me, here's how this conversation goes really quick. I think you just take DeAndre Swift out of the conversation because I don't think that's not that the potential's not there. He's just constantly injured. Jamal Williams is a bigger deal than everybody wanted to accept. Trust me, I'm a big DeAndre Swift guy, but Jamal Williams is the touchdown vulture, which really plays a lot into those fantasy points. I mean, DeAndre Swift played last week. What do you have, like 6 points? Maybe? Something like that. Not much. He wasn't working with much last week. I guess most likely. Here's the thing. I'm going to go Dameon Pierce, and I don't even care what anybody has to say. Dameon Pierce is the focal point of that offense. Their line's a lot better than the Colts is, which is really hard to say. He's really all they got going for him, and he runs it, 25, 27 times a game at this point. I like those odds. Jonathan Taylor, I like the player. The Colts are in a very bad place. I know he had a good week next week, but I sent you some. Look at his next three games. Tell me when he's going to do that again, because Raiders were just ready for it.
Just wait.
He ain't
Matt
got
Ryan resurgence.
Oh shit. Yeah, I just don't see. So a healthy Jonathan Taylor prior to last week got you 11 points a game. I don't know what Jeff Saturday and a banged up offensive line is going to do to change that, but you let me know.
Your sleep, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan doesn't need to be like 2016 Matt Ryan. 2018 Matt Ryan is fine. And I think we'll see that.
I'm just saying, like, unless Jeff is going to lace him up and go out there and play fucking center, I don't see it getting any better.
I have Jonathan Taylor. He's so talented. He's going to be the focal point of the offense. The Colts offense will be better than the Texans offense. And Dameon Pierce, he's a plotter. He's a plotter right now. And he's a good plotter, but Houston's offense is bad. I think Davis Mills is going to continue to struggle. There won't be many points scored. I think we'll see a lot of like 18 carries for 80, 90 yards, no touchdown. A lot of the nights.
So the Frank Gore line.
Yeah. Most likely wide receiver to fall out of the wide receiver 2 range. Gabe Davis, Jacoby Myers, or Allen Lazard.
I think that one's an easy one for me, and I'd say Gabe Davis. And here's the thing is Gabe Davis is so much boom or bust. He just really doesn't always get the opportunities that, Jacoby Myers is constantly churning up catches. Who was the other one?
Jacoby Myers, Allen Lazard, and Gabe Davis.
Yeah, I still like Allen Lazard. I think Christian Watson can't have one good game and everybody assumes he's going to be the guy. Now, Allen Lazard's always going to be the clutch guy in that offense, I think, especially right now. I don't think Gabe Davis. I'm going to go Gabe Davis, and it's just because I think he's too boom or bust, and a lot more bust than boom sometimes.
Gabe Davis is rich man's Deshaun Jackson. Pre-injury. He'll have his injuries eventually, but he's pre-injury better Deshaun Jackson.
I agree with that. Yeah, it's Mike Wallace, those type of guys like.
Ooh, Martavis Bryant. That's who he reminds me of.
Oh yeah, he was really good until he started smoking the weed, huh?
Marijuana is okay now, so.
Yeah. Maybe if you had done that 5 years later.
All right. So, Caden, I'm going to let you talk about your parlay for this Packers-Titans game. I have to go grab my computer charger from my bedroom real quick. It's about to die. I'll come back real fast. I'll talk about your parlay. We'll be good to go. All right, go.
This week, man, I kept it simple. It's 2-leg parlay, Packers money line, and a Derrick Henry first touchdown. Now, I generally don't like to do the first touchdowns. I feel like there's just so many range of outcomes sometimes. But Derrick Henry scoring the first touchdown of the game, I feel like is about as sure a bet as you could get, especially if the Titans are in it, because I just don't know who else it would be. I mean, if you got somebody better, just let me know. Derrick Henry is all of that offense. He's They just don't really have a lot going in the passing game. I think that's a for sure bet if the Titans receive the kickoff, because the Packers are struggling defensively. They're not even really like going out gunslinging on offense. So I love a Derrick Henry first touchdown more so than I normally do. Packers money line, I just think it's going to be one of those things where Aaron Rodgers is starting to pick up steam. I think he gets it going early, and maybe not necessarily early, but I think they keep that momentum going. Not really sure if Christian Watson's guy, but I think I like the Packers enough to pull off that win. 2-leg parlay plus 850. I love it. Love.
You think the Packers are going to beat the Titans in Lambeau, outside in the cold?
Yeah.
With the 30th ranked rush DVOA.
Yes.
Derrick Henry's going to torch them.
I just said that.
But you just the offense.
They'll lose. They do it all the time.
All right. Well, I like it. I like the Henry anytime touchdown part. I like the Titans to win, but I get it. All right. My parlay is a plus 754. Yours has better odds, which was crazy to me. I have a Henry anytime touchdown, Henry over 98.5 rushing yards, Tennessee money line. I like the Henry anytime touchdown probably for very similar reasons to you. Green Bay's 30th in rush DVOA. They're not going to be able to contain Henry. It's going to be cold as shit. That's Henry time. We know that. Henry over 98.5 rushing yards. They're going to feed him. He'll probably have 30 carries, 40 carries by the end of the game. I like Tennessee to win just because of the fact that their offense is bad. Receivers are young. Even Christian Watson. He played at North Dakota State, which is cold, but they played in the dome. Only Allen Lazard has any experience in this, and Rob Tonyan. And they're okay, but they're not amazing. They're not super big difference makers. So that's my parlay. I like yours. I really like mine, though.
I'm with it until I don't think Tennessee's going to win this one, man. I think Aaron Rodgers and them, I think they got a little bit of a confidence builder this week. They found out they can, in fact, win games. They found out they can actually throw the ball. I just think they keep it going. I mean, Derrick Henry is going to plow the shit out of them. I agree with that. Might put another 200-yard game on him, but he could still do that and lose the game, which, like I said, happens all the time. I think Aaron Rodgers is back cooking, and he's ready to go get some wins, and I think Tennessee's an easy win. They are the worst.
Tennessee is interesting. They're the worst good team.
Yeah, they're the worst division leader in football. I will say that.
Over under is 41.5 for this game. Where are we at?
41.5. I'm going to go over just because I know Aaron's going to sling a couple. I know Derrick Henry probably rushes in 2 or 3 of them. I like the over because both defenses are bad.
I like the under here. I think it's going to be a Henry fest. All aboard. It'll be one of those games where every 15 minutes on Twitter, it's a new Henry highlight. He's just running through someone, stiff arming someone. It's prime conditions for that. Thursday night football, yeah.
I'll say it's a better game than we've seen in the last few weeks, especially on prime time. They've been pretty rough.
We've had some classic Thursday night football. If we get that bad football, at least give me Color Rush.
I miss Color Rush, dude. Color Rush was epic. I don't know, man. I'm not in love with either one of these teams. It's better than last week. Absolutely better than last week. I'm just not in love with either one of these teams. I think, there's a possibility they both make the playoffs, but I see them both as early exit teams if they do. I absolutely hate that Tennessee is wasting Derrick Henry's career. They need to just Ryan Tannehill ain't it. We saw Malik Willis ain't it. They need some receivers. They need some offensive linemen. They need some defense.
Ooh, Jameis on the Titans.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty close to saying the ships might have sailed on Jameis.
Never.
I would love to see him go be a commentator because I think he's one of the funniest people. I'd love to see him just doing interviews. I mean, he's a national treasure, I think, and I just don't know if he's it for quarterback because isn't he healthy at this point? They're still playing fucking Andy Dalton.
No, he got shut down for the season. His back is broken.
Oh, he's out for the year.
Yeah.
I thought I read he was healthy and they were just still going with the red rifle.
No, he was on the bench suited up, but he wasn't healthy.
So his contract's probably up. So yeah, he might be a free agent next year.
I think he has another year for $14 million. He signed a 2-year, $28 million. I think it was all guaranteed.
I'd love a 2-year, $28 million. That's all I gotta say. But so here's a question concerning Thursday night football. Where do we see Christian Watson going forward? Are we in? Are we out?
Where do we stand on whom?
Christian Watson.
I'm out. I think he's good for Lazard. They played in perfect conditions against the Dallas team. I like Dallas. They're okay. They're overrated, though. Their defense, Michael Parsons is good. Diggs is all right. They're coached well, but it's not like they're invincible by any means. They're not the Broncos of 2015-16. They're not the 85 Bears. I'm out on Watson. He'll have some boom games, but a lot of bust games. One drop is all it takes to piss Rodgers off.
It is, but he's so limited on other options. I think he keeps going that way right now. I mean, Cobb's out. Dalbs is out. Tanyan, I don't think Tanyan's been right since that injury. Just really limited as far as where he could go with it. I don't know. I tried to pick him up off the waiver wire, and if that's how I can get him, I'm good. Waiver wire this week was spicy, wasn't it? There was more action on that waiver wire this week, I think, than I've seen in a long time. Shit, I had like 4 or 5 claims. And I don't think I've done hardly shit on the waiver wire in some leagues this year. I mean, you had Rachaad White. If you don't got Rachaad White, I'd advise you to go get Rachaad White. You had Christian Watson was a big name this week. Cole Kmet, if he wasn't grabbed last week, I think you'd really understand this week. A lot of good things on the waiver wire, man. I think I do think waiver wire wins championships. I still believe that. That's probably why I'm not going to win a championship this year because I haven't really got in them waivers like I should. But especially as much as I've been fucking losing, I can get whoever the fuck I want, right?
Yeah, Keenan Allen's hurt me this year.
Like emotional damage type of hurt, or he's out. Is he out for the year yet? He's gonna be.
I have Joshua Palmer in one league, but in the other league I do not have him.
Are you holding out hope? No, the whole Chargers offense has been a disappointment. I was big on Herbert this year.
Lombardi sucks.
I thought Herbert had a clear path to like top 3 quarterback. I thought he You know, he had all the tools. He had a great year last year. Everything around him just got better, and now they're fucking him.
Hear
It's
me
not,
out.
not Herbert. It's the coaching. It's the.
Imagine Mike McDaniel coaching the Chargers.
I know. And I think the thing that kills me is I've watched some of these Charger games, and the offense is almost painfully centered around Eckler. Like that's fucking it. They will not, like, if they're within fucking 10 yards, they won't throw it. They will not throw it. They will run that ball 4 times, get stopped, and it's too much Eckler. And if you got Eckler fantasy, sure, you're happy about it, but yeah, they're killing my boy Herbert.
They don't trust Herbert as much as they should. Lombardi's really conservative, and it's not fun to watch. And it's weird because Staley's uber aggressive. It's a weird mesh of like mentality between the offense and how the decision maker is making decisions. I hope Lombardi gets fired. I really do. He's ruining Herbert. It's not fun. I hope Keenan Allen comes back.
I hope Matt Canada gets fired.
He sucks.
Huh?
He sucks. He's bad.
I got a lot of coordinators out there fucking up my fantasy years, so if they could just like not. But I do think Pickett is out after 2 to 3 years.
If they get a top 5 pick,
Can't
they
say.
draft a quarterback.
I think they should. If they don't draft a quarterback, if they skip quarterback and don't draft an offensive lineman, they need to sell the franchise. I mean, yeah, if they go and take another defensive player, Jesus Christ. I mean, they got a pretty good defense, and that's what keeps them in games or winning any games at all, because their offense is fucking inept.
Las Vegas, number 2. What do? They
take a quarterback and get rid of Carr. I guarantee that's what's going to happen.
Where do you think Carr goes?
I think Carr
in New England?
Huh?
I said Carr in New England.
Nah, I couldn't see him doing that.
I couldn't see them doing that. I would like to see that.
I wonder if Carr wouldn't just retire.
No way.
I don't know, man. He's a Raider till he dies kind of guy, I think. So, there's going to be some quarterbacks that get had. I think there's going to be a lot of landing spots, though. I think there's a potential where Carr stays on the Raiders and someone redshirts a year, like CJ Stroud. If they end up with Stroud,
yeah,
he could do some good by redshirting for a year and learning how to be on a shitty team, because he doesn't know how to do that. Definitely not the level he's about to walk into.
Here's a way too early. We're going into week 11? Way too early. Next year, most improved team pick, Jacksonville Jaguars. They'll have a high pick in the draft. They don't need to get a quarterback. A lot of free agent money. Calvin Ridley will be there. Jacksonville right now is the 5th team picking, and Houston, Las Vegas, and Carolina are in front, as well as the Eagles. Jacksonville's going to be good.
I bet you at least those first 3 picks, if it ended today, those first 3 picks are going to be quarterbacks. I think without question.
Philadelphia gets Will Anderson too, I bet.
Yeah, which is just really unfair at that point. But they don't. I'd love to see him go a curveball and get Bijan, but that'd be too forward thinking for some of these folks.
Bijan to the Eagles?
Yeah.
Him and Miles Sanders would be a 50-50 committee. That would be a shame.
He's a free agent.
Bijan to Chicago.
I don't know if I like that, man. I think Chicago's got the workings of a Baltimore type useless running back position, because as soon as Justin Fields started running the ball, David Montgomery has been not needed. He's really wasting a roster spot on that team at this point. I mean, Justin Fields running for $160 and then $140. What is he doing? You know?
Do you think Denver or the Rams are going to finish better at the end of the season? Both teams right now are 3-6.
Holy shit, are they really? Wow. Jesus. I think the Rams are a better team. I think they're better coach. They're a better team. I think they end up finishing better, but goddamn, that's bad. And you know the funny thing? Let me tell you the funny thing. If you would have listened to Fantasy Twitter, going into season, the AFC West was going to be a dogfight. There was going to be the only time any of four of those teams were going to lose was someone had to lose to each other in conference games. And if that was the story on fantasy Twitter, is everybody thought that, and that's honestly, it's the Chiefs and them other guys at this point, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Them other guys. Raiders suck, Broncos suck, Chargers aren't terrible, but they're not really good either.
Yeah, especially without Keenan and Mike.
Yeah. And I thought Everett was going to get some action. I was like, okay, process of elimination. Nope.
Crystal ball. We get a reverse Russell Wilson year. Last 8 weeks, he's going to tear it up. And Kendall Hinton's going to be a top 50 wide receiver.
Top 50?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
It's the hottest of a hot take.
I can be a
he's hurt. They're low on options. I just feel like I like if Kendall Hinton might be going to Russ and be like, hey, dude, I love you. I look up to you. Russ probably eats that shit up. He's probably like, let me pray with you. Just does real corny shit with Russell Wilson.
All I'm saying is, you remember that one time he started at quarterback?
Yes, and they let that happen, and we didn't have sports betting.
Oh, yeah, dude. All the unders, man. All the unders. But hey, just so everybody knows, Buffalo, Cleveland, supposed to get 3 to 6 feet of snow. I couldn't tell you how much to bet the under, bet all the missed kicks, bet all the unders, bet a low score. Buffalo's definitely going to win that, but all the unders. Score, kicks, fucking couple fumbles if you can get it in there. I'm in on all that. I didn't say 3 to 6 inches. I said 3 to 6 feet.
Do you think they would maybe move the game?
No, because Buffalo deals with this shit all the time. They get 3 to 6 feet on like a random Tuesday.
I bet that stadium would sell out.
Yeah, the motherfuckers are crazy, dude. The Bills have the fucking wildest fan base in the NFL. I love to watch that shit. Those motherfuckers are crazy. And it's not like they just got crazy when they started getting good. I mean, come on. Them guys have been crazy even when they were like 2-14.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot of snow. I'm trying to get a correct number, but bet the under. I like that.
I heard
bet passing unders. Nick
Miss
Chubb. I might fuck around doing Nick Chubb rushing over.
I would go for a made field goal under. That seems like a safe one. Not necessarily saying they're going to miss, but say you go under 2 field goals.
Yeah, or 2 field goals.
You know,
A lot of times it's 3.5 with both teams and 1.5 for a single.
Go both because the odds would probably be better. Yep. I'm in on that. Yeah, bet the under. Josh Allen kind of hurt, kind of not.
Is he white Cam Newton?
Mm-hmm. No, because I think he could throw the ball a lot better than Cam could.
Is he Cam Newton and Big Ben mixed into a player?
That's gross. He could throw way better than Big Ben.
I think we overrate Josh Allen a teeny bit because he's crazy. Everyone hypes up Patrick Mahomes, but Josh Allen does crazier shit.
I think if I had to say something, I would probably say he's Cam Newton, Brett Favre.
There's some Brett Favre, I agree.
He's that dude. He'll throw it. If he thinks he's got a good look, he'll throw it into triple coverage. And sometimes that works, and a lot of times that doesn't. That's the same shit Brett Favre used to do.
Brett Favre was really good at it at one point.
Yeah, but Brett Favre, I think Brett Favre still has the most interceptions in NFL history, too.
Do you think the Vikings are going to make it to the Super Bowl?
NFC's weak, man. It could happen.
Who are the contenders in the NFC?
Eagles, Vikings.
Oh, you are right. That conference sucks. Oh, they're bad.
The AFC is going to be interesting. You got a lot of good teams over there. I think the Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Bills.
What if we got like the Vikings and the Chiefs, and Kirk Cousins just tore up Spags' blitz?
Kirk Cousins honestly just frustrates the fuck out of me, and it's getting worse as time goes on. I think the quarterbacks I hate the most in the league go like this: Russell Wilson and then Kirk Cousins, because they're both fucking terrible. Kirk all kinds of fucking praise, and he goes out there and goes 15 for 180 and 3 touchdowns, and all of it's to Justin Jefferson. And he comes out looking like a hero, but he threw 3 picks at the same time. You know what I'm saying? He's just not what he's getting paid. That's what I gotta say.
Leave Kirk alone.
I can't.
Kirk is good. It's hard to accept. He's the most elite version of a game manager.
He's a top shelf game manager. Here's the thing that got me the other day is when the Commanders beat the Eagles, right? Weird fucking game. Whatever. I like Taylor Heineke, right? Like, I like Taylor Heineke as a football player. They go and, one of his teammates, hey, wear this chain. We're going to do the Kirk Cousins thing, right? And then some fucking no-name third-string corner goes on Twitter and is like, oh, Heineke couldn't hold Kirk Cousins' jockstrap. You fucking kidding me? You put Heineke on the Vikings, they're a better team.
No.
Write it down.
No.
Write it down.
That's a bad take. Oh, that's a terrible take. Oh,
I'll take that drum all day.
I'm sorry. That's bad. They handed off. They established the shit out of Brian Robinson. Just continue to run him down the middle.
That's just because coach is a bad play call.
Heineke's a game manager that's not as good as Kirk.
He's better than. I'd take Taylor Heineke in real life football over Kirk Cousins any goddamn day of the week.
That's terrible. Why do you hate Kirk? What did he do to you? Were you offended?
He is just
Are
the
you
guy,
not into Kirk Cousins?
the guy is on his second $100 million fully guaranteed contract to do what?
He's their coach. I'm blanking on the name, but the coach last year,
Zimmer.
and he was there. Zimmer, yes, Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer was bad. He was there for a while. Kevin O'Connell comes in. They're 8-1, and they beat the Bills. So I don't know if he really sucks.
Have a good running back, a good offensive line, probably the best receiver in the league, an outstanding receiver, but still productive. Dude, anybody could succeed in that offense right
Mac Jones couldn't.
now. Okay, Davis Mills couldn't either, but Taylor Heineke could be that.
Taylor Heineke is one tier above Davis Mills.
Yeah, one tier above Davis Mills and one tier above Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, and that's
Damn.
all right.
Yes.
Who is your dark horse playoff team? We'll get out of here.
Dark horse playoff. This one's tough, man. There's a lot of those out there. There's a lot of. I mean, we're still at the point in the season where a lot of strange shit can happen. If I had to go with a dark horse playoff team, one that probably isn't in the playoffs right now, I think the Chargers end up making the playoffs.
I like that. I would go with
Or maybe the Bears. Maybe the Bears. NFC sucks. Think about it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about that. I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers. NFC's weak.
Yeah, I guess that's a good. I guess they are a dark horse team. That division's, I wouldn't call it wide open, but Atlanta could fuck around and maybe win it. But yeah, I guess they are a dark. Any team that wins that division isn't gonna. I mean, it's gonna be surprising because someone's got to win it, right?
I just want you to know that Kirk Cousins is 7th in the NFL in passing yards, 7th in money throws, 9th in passing touchdowns, 10th in fantasy points per game. It has been very, very efficient. I just want you to know. Number 3 in deep ball accuracy rating, number 5 in clean pocket accuracy rating. He's been playing good.
I'm just
High
saying,
percentage against zone.
and drop him in a Minnesota Vikings uniform, he would outperform Kirk Cousins.
Who? Heineke?
I'm telling you, Heineke's that dude.
Oh, no. Trevor Lawrence would. Taylor Heineke would not.
Why you gotta hate on Heineke, man? Come on, man.
He's a great backup quarterback. Potentially the best. But not a real starter.
So does Carson Wentz start when he's healthy?
No.
Okay.
Because he has momentum. And Wentz is a fucking backup too, really, but they traded picks for him.
I looked at his contract too. They got him for like 3 more years.
Oh yeah, they got hosts. I can't believe that Coach GM did that. Ballard. Can't believe he did that.
Well, yeah, they fucking paid him, and then I'm surprised they didn't have to pay Washington to take him because that contract's all bad, and it goes on for 3 more years because I have Sam Howell in Dynasty, and I just got curious. I was like, how long before this might be a thing? And it's 3 fucking years. And I mean, there's an out after this season, but I think it's going to cost them.
I bet they take it.
I bet they do too. I bet they take it, and they got Heineke for another year. I think. Yeah, I looked at all this. I got real bored the other day, and I started looking at all this because I was like, I got Sam Howell. When might this guy be a valuable roster spot? It ain't for a while.
All right. Do you want to hit on anything else?
That's it, man. That's
Saturday
it.
night.
Chase
We'll see you guys.
go get your playoff spot.
Saturday I'll be at KU versus Texas.
Watching KU take that L, huh? Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
This is in Lawrence.
It doesn't matter.
We'll see you guys Sunday. Have a good night. Day, whatever you're. Yeah. Have a good night.